Never had a choice, never let the ops win. Calm them nerves, got the whole world watching. Ready, set, go, and there ain't no stopping. Only one option, light it up.
From the city-states of Eorzea, the world's both real and imagined via the magic of podcasting, this is episode 74 of A Podcast Reborn, a show celebrating our experiences across Final Fantasy XIV, gaming, anime, and everything in between. This episode is being recorded on Sunday, December 28th of 2025. We've reached the end of the year, and I am still looking for 13 Triple Triad cards. Everkeep, you disappoint me again and again and again. My name is Brian Black, otherwise known as Ro, and apparently 27% of my time playing games this year on Steam has been with Final Fantasy XIV. As for what second place, would you believe it's a Persona Gacha game?
Yes,
as
actually,
always.
Yes.
As always, this show may contain mature language and might contain spoilers for the games or media that we talk about. It's definitely going to have spoilers for 7.4. With me today for this one are my two regular co-hosts and another familiar voice for those of you who have been with us for a while. First off, we have our machinist and blogger whose favorite Christmas movies include Muppets Christmas Carol, Home Alone 1 and 2, Jingle Jangle, The Christmas Chronicles 1 and 2, and of course, Die Hard. And his dad jokes are always on brand. Hi, Brandon.
Bro, I have a bone to pick with you, sir.
Yeah.
You changed the intro, and I always used to count off on my fingers when you said past, present, and possible future Final Fantasy XIV. And we're not doing that anymore. So I went to go do it. I'm like, oh, wait, now I'm depressed.
Aw.
Anyway, timely joke here. I got to tell you guys, most of the time I am scared to death of behemoths. But now and again, I look up to them.
I'm sure you do. Oh, wow. Next, ending the year with a bang. Next, we have our Chaos Gremlin webcomic creator and a cat mom who has stubbed her pinky toe 53,673,678 times, and I have never seen a look of sheer terror as I have from a pic of her going down Splash Mountain. Hi, Megan.
It was abject despair. Because it was at 11:30 at night. This was our last ride of the day, or of Disneyland in general. And we're like, oh, we want to see the new Tiana's redo of Splash Mountain. Soaked, absolutely soaked. The first little hill that we went down, the front of the boat dipped into the water and shoveled an entire wave directly into my lap. And I was in a poncho, so I ended up with a reservoir of water sitting in my lap. And I'm trying to scoop it out of the boat while we're going down, and I'm just screaming. I'm screaming like R2-D2 the entire time. I'm just like, oh.
I got designated the bag holder when my family did that ride this past Thanksgiving, and I've never been more happy I sat out on a ride.
Oh my God. We ended up absolutely soaked. We're walking back to the hotel, and our shoes are just like,
Yep.
And last but never least, because let's face it, that's always me, is Megan's partner in crime. He enjoys long walks on the Occult Crescent and playing his flute while riding his faithful steed. And no, that's not a euphemism. Hi, Ward.
Oh, man. I will say, I've been getting a lot back to, getting back into a lot more Final Fantasy than I have been for the past couple of months. I will say I did take a bit of a break. I've been doing a lot more D&D than I've been doing Final Fantasy, which is, since it's only once every couple of weeks, that's just say a little bit about it. But I will say, the new raid tier, amazing. I can't wait to start talking about it because I don't think I'll stop talking about it.
We will definitely be talking about that and more. But as far as what we're going to be talking about today, it's funny how, you make this plan to we're a Final Fantasy XIV podcast, but we're going to talk about other stuff too. And of course, the past few episodes are it's going to be pretty Final Fantasy XIV heavy, because that's just how the content cycle rolls sometimes, especially when you're only coming out once a month. 7.4 has been out for a couple of weeks now. We could have done an episode a few days after 7.4, but I wanted to make sure that people had plenty of time to do MSQ, do raid stuff, do any other things that they've been involved in. But before we dive into all of that, because I feel I'm contractually obligated to give her the opportunity to go off the rails at least once before we go into Final Fantasy 14 stuff.
Must
Megan,
you?
what have you been up to this past month?
Oh, I've been a textile factory. I've been crocheting Christmas gifts like a machine. I've been watching, I rewatched all of Stranger Things. I rewatched all of Jujutsu Kaisen. I watched a TV show called Chapelwaite, which is like a prequel to Salem's Lot, where it's basically just Salem's Lot taking place in the 1800s. So, right up my fucking alley. I realized that I
Welcome to Derry.
actually,
Don't forget Welcome to Derry.
oh yeah, I watched all of Welcome to Derry. I realized that I love Stephen King, obviously, and also I really like Jujutsu Kaisen. I don't know why I thought I didn't like it anymore. I feel like a lot of shonen anime is much better binge watched than like watching it week to week. I don't know why. I was like, I feel like Jujutsu Kaisen got bad, and then I rewatched it all, and I was like, what? No, I liked that all. What? So there's a new season coming out, and now I'm excited for it. Yay!
Have you said you were rewatching Stranger Things. Have you been able to catch up, and are you into season 5? As of this recording, the first 2 parts are out and the finale is left to go.
So guess what?
Yeah.
Me and Ward, we live in Los Angeles,
Oh,
and the Netflix has bought the Egyptian theater, and they are putting on a fan event wherein we get to go watch the final episode in the Egyptian theater for free. So we signed up, got in the lottery, and we got tickets. So we're going at 10 a.m. on like, what is
New
it?
Year's Day.
New Year's Day.
Wait, you get to watch it 10. You get to watch it 10 a.m. on Tuesday.
On New Year's.
New Year's
Or
Day.
New Year's.
Day.
I think
Okay,
it's like the day
but
after.
still, that's early. That's ahead of some people, I think, because I think it's like the last couple of parts have come out at 8 p.m. Eastern time, so like 5 p.m. Pacific. So you'll get to see it a little bit ahead of people.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
I think I'm enjoying it more than most people. If the buzz online is to anything to go off of, but I'm easy
I
pleased.
think it's
generally.
freaking great. I think it's been a banger.
I have a few like quibbles, mainly just that God, what's going on with Elle's face mostly?
I mean,
She has not made a single emotion, and I'm like,
it's a Zoolander meme. It's a Zoolander meme. She keeps doing the same face.
yeah, it's very
I feel like I'm
strange.
taking crazy pills.
Like,
The same face.
even in
I'll-
season 4, she was really expressive, and now she's just kind of looking in the camera, narrowing her eyes, and like puckering her lips, and that's all she's doing. And I'm like, what is happening? What is happening? She had more emotion in part 1 too. Like, it's just gotten really bad for the season 5 part 2. I have no idea what the hell's going on.
I understand what you're saying, and I agree that that's a thing. I think it's just her trying. I think it's just trying to portray her as being locked in serious mode, like no other shit matters. It's go time, you know.
I don't like it. Also, I do agree that they are doing a little too much Netflix writing, which is literally something that the Netflix execs force, where they're like, yeah, people aren't actually going to be just watching the show, so they're also going to be on their phones, so you have to constantly have characters saying what they're doing, and saying, what, like, rehashing everything constantly, and like explaining everything, and like lots of exposition, because they know that we all have the attention spans of a flea. Which is generally true for me. I'm usually crocheting, but that doesn't mean that like my brain stops working. I'm usually not like texting at the same time or watching TikToks or something.
I haven't really picked up on that, but I'm sure that if I keep an ear out for it, I'll notice it.
What drove me personally nuts was spoilers for Stranger Things season 5 part 2 is when Max and Holly are both standing by their portals to escape, but they're like, let's stop and have a 10-minute conversation about stuff and our feelings. And I'm like, oh, run, go. Like, the reason that you couldn't make it out last time was that you waited too long and then the portal closed. Go!
That did take me out of it for a moment. Yes, I agree.
But I
They're
do
all determined to
enjoy.
get the hell out, and they're like, "Wait, we need to talk about like how brave you are." Yeah, we get it.
But yeah, I'm curious to see where it goes. I do kind of agree that I don't think they're gonna even be able to give us a satisfying conclusion in 2 hours that are left, but we'll see. People are like, "Oh, it's like Game of Thrones all over again." I'm like, "Sir, I was there. I was in the trenches. All right, this is nothing like Game of Thrones was."
I predict at least 2 characters that do not make it.
They
Oh, yeah.
better
I think that
actually have some die.
They've definitely set it up where there's going to be characters left on the other side of the rift when the bridge closes, for sure.
There's death flags for about 6 characters right now, but I think only 2 of them aren't going to make it.
I will say, Dustin and Steve are really pulling at my heartstrings, and they better not. They better not have Dustin make it and Steve not make it, because that will break my heart.
Yeah.
Well, they did keep saying, if you die, I die. If I die, you die.
True.
I know, but like that just makes it more tragic if they get separated.
Death flags right now are definitely Dustin and Steve, Elle and her sister, and Hopper, and I put Will in there too.
Yeah. They're like, quick, let's wrap up everybody's characters real quick.
Yeah.
What's Will's one last thing? I loved the shot when Will was like, I used to have a crush on someone, and Mike's face was like, oh.
Mike knew. Come on.
Yeah, he absolutely knew, but he was like, we were never going to acknowledge this. We were going to go to our graves dancing around this thing. How dare you? But also, I still accepted and loved him. Although I will say, I have been listening to a lot of online discourse, especially from the gayer corners of the internet, being like, this was the height of the AIDS crisis, right? Like, this exact time period was when Reagan was letting everybody with AIDS die, and like the one thing everybody knew about gay people was AIDS, and that's right. Like that. You would think that would be a big part of how Will was getting bullied or what they would be saying. And especially when in season 2, when they're all calling him Zombie Boy and stuff, the story of what the town thinks happened to Will is that everybody thought he died, but then they found him in a cabin. And so it seems like somebody kidnapped him. And like it was going around that maybe he was taken by like another gay man, and now he's sick and he has to go to the hospital all the time. And so it's like, yeah, the townsfolk probably think that he was kidnapped by a gay man, was assaulted, and now has AIDS. And it's like, oh yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. But like nobody actually mentions it out loud, or like that's just like in the political climate of the time. And there were like cases at the time of like kids who had gotten AIDS through like blood transfusions, and they were getting bullied and getting kicked out of school and all this stuff. And they were having all these legal fights about rights of infected people and stuff. And like there's like it's interesting as an allegory and everything, but also at the same time it's like you're taking all this history that is real and that really affected people, and you're just kind of using it as your backdrop for your fun little sci-fi show. And like maybe you should acknowledge it, but I'm also am happy to just have some representation where everybody cries and hugs and accepts him. Nobody's like, well, I'm not accepting him. Yeah. Get out of here, freak.
My favorite character of season 4 and 5 is Robin.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
For sure.
Robin's a delight.
And seeing them be gay bros together, or her like helping him through it, was so sweet. And I'm so happy that happened, because in like season 4, when like it felt like Will and Jonathan were just kind of exiled and didn't really have anything to do, and we're like out in the middle of the desert, and it's like yeah, who would have thought maybe that like the 2 gay characters should get together and like help each other, and then they did it in season 5, and I was like, okay, I forgive you.
Brandon, what have you been up to this past month?
Christmas nonsense, just constantly preparing for it, shopping, stressing out about budgets, the usual.
The usual holiday parent stuff. Are the children units happy?
They are. Yes, we had a great Christmas. I think we've become fond of not traveling to Texas. I think the kids have grown a little tired of spending Christmas Day in a hotel room. Can't say I entirely blame them. But yeah, aside from that, I've been I finished up, the last things I wanted to do in Legion Remix. I have Final Fantasy 14 going again, and I'm starting to level up. One of my alts through the rest of Dawn Trail story, I had left her right before all the Solution 9 nonsense and all that, the Alexandria. I couldn't think of Alexandria for some reason. All the whole Alexandria storyline had really kicked into gear. So I'm starting to, play through that. Just getting back into some semblance of normalcy after, 2 months of let's crazy prepare for Disney. Well, let's crazy prepare for Christmas.
Yeah, speaking of Disney, that's where we spent Christmas Day.
And Boxing Day, yes.
And Boxing Day. And it was kind of crazy of a thing to do.
To watch anyone get beat up?
Oh,
no.
Man.
On Boxing Day?
We got rained on like crazy. We were the ones being boxed in because it was all rain all day on Boxing Day. And that's the day we went actually into the park and to Disneyland proper.
Yeah, we spent Christmas Day in California Adventure.
It was just
at least you had a poncho.
Everywhere. those plastic, they made us take them off after every ride. It's like we get to the front of the line and be like, okay, you can't get on the ride with a poncho on. And these are the tiniest, thinnest ponchos because we were like, okay, well, we need something to keep the water off of us. But I swear to God, they were like a micron thick. So saran wrap. So it's like wrapping yourself in saran wrap and then pulling the saran wrap off and then pulling the saran wrap back on now that it's wet. Yeah, we did that for...
You're wet, you're dry, you're wet again.
Until noon. Oh, yeah. We did that for about 4 hours till noon, then we took a break and came back afterwards. But it's a lot of water. It was a lot of water.
That is a lot of water.
I've heard stories about what Disneyland is like when it rains in the park, and I'm very glad we didn't have to experience that when we were there.
It was nice in some ways. We were able to get on to rides really easily because there were not a lot of people around. But all of the rides that went outside were shut down a lot or were just not running. Oh my God, we went on It's a Small World. It was fucking horrible. So most of It's a Small World is inside the building, right? But
Isn't it always horrible?
No.
I'm sorry, go on.
Oh,
it was extra.
There's 20, 30 feet that's out of doors where you get into the boats. So these are waterproof little plastic boats, and it just keeps going through rainwater for a little bit. So what do you think happens eventually? 2 inches of rainwater in the bottom of the boats.
Oh.
I really thought they were going to give us pails to try and bail ourselves out. But no.
So we see the boat before us pull up, and it's sloshing around in there. We're like, oh no. And then our boat pulls up, and I swear it's even more. And we're sitting next to Ward's little second cousin. She's the daughter of his cousin. She's the only grandbaby in the entire family, and she's adorable. She's super excited, and she's really happy. Also, she's wearing Crocs, so she's splashing around in the water. She's
her mother just bought her Crocs that morning because they saw how much water it was. Okay, we're not doing this with normal shoes and socks. No, those shoes and socks are coming off. You're wearing Crocs today. It's okay, yes.
I mean,
but yeah, she's oh, now my feet get to be hydrated. Yes, because the water was up to her ankles. It was, it was something.
Gosh.
It was something. The person in front of us in line was looked at the boat and was
so they tried to not get in.
They're all going to be like that. You get in or you don't. It was so great.
So we're in there singing a mix of Jingle Bells and It's a Small World, and just feeling the water soak into my shoes.
So it ironically enough, It's a Small World was more of a water ride than Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh.
We didn't ever end up making it to that section of Disneyland, the 2 days we were in Disneyland proper. So
I've still yet to experience any of the Star Wars stuff because the last time I went there, last time I went to Disneyland, that wasn't a thing. There is a chance. So for FanFest in April, I get there on the the Wednesday before FanFest, so on the 22nd. So on the morning of the 22nd, there's a chance of possibly checking that out on Wednesday or Thursday. That all depends on finances, though.
We are definitely making you go to the Tiki Bar, which is in downtown Disney, so you don't actually have to go inside.
I've been there.
Yeah,
we're
all
familiar
going to
with
that.
the place.
For sure,
Yeah,
for
I
sure.
think anyone who's been a big fan of BlizzCon has probably been to the Tiki Bar a couple of times.
Ben from Plus 5 to Hit is who introduced me to that place.
So I got a brilliant idea while we were at Disneyland, because we haven't bought any of our cosplay stuff yet. I was thinking we should do the Chais, but as like Disney adult tourists.
Wait. Say that again. The what? As Disney?
The Chais, like Julia and China's.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Like get the little Mickey hats and like the lanyards and like wore to be like a Hawaiian shirt and like
Hawaiian shirts, of course, and like the shorts and the socks with the sandals.
Yeah.
I get like a Disney themed like muumuu dress. And like
I'm doing this actually.
Gosh, that's fantastic.
Chinas with sunglasses, yeah.
Yeah, it has to have the ears though. The ears, so it's like the two ears, like the fuzzy ears and the little Mickey Mouse ears.
We have to cut ears on the mouse ear hats.
Nice. that would be a fun. I got at least to take a picture.
Oh yeah.
And then we can like walk around the convention acting like tourists.
Yes, we got some time. So we got some time to figure out our cosplay. We've got to be something. We'll do something this year.
What I would love would be if we could go into the park and like get a character artist to draw us. So then we have like somebody.
Oh my god. Yeah. We'll see.
That's the plan as of now. We were thinking about buying the Mickey Mouse ears while we were there, but we did not. It was they would have gotten wet.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We ended up not getting any Mickey Mouse ears either because the one set my wife wanted, we found out, had like literally about a month before been taken out of all the stores in the park. So it was like there was like 2 Star Wars ones we wanted and they were both gone. So we were disappointed. But
okay,
I will say the Star Wars park is very fun. It has really good food.
It does.
That's where we had dinner. Food. We got super lucky because it was raining. They said that Rise of the Resistance is the good ride. The other ride, so the Han Solo Smuggler's Run kind of sucks, especially if you're going with some non-gamers, because it is basically just a 3DS video game. Wherein the person sitting in front is the pilot and whatever. Last time when me and Ward went on it, we were literally like, sit in the back and you press this button like to drop cargo or something.
We were like engineer and gunner.
We
were like engineer and gunner. Then there was somebody else who was just like flying us directly into walls.
Yeah.
And like, I pressed this to go down.
It was awful.
Yep. So I have 2 pieces of advice for you with regards to the Star Wars area in Disneyland. Number 1, if you're going on Rise of the Resistance, have some fun with the cast members who are portraying the First Order. Because sometimes you'll get one that'll actually play back, and sometimes you get one that's just like, meh, they don't care.
Oh, yeah. They're all playing back. We saw all of them play back. They were all great.
Yeah, we went on that twice. The first time we went, I tried talking to one of the First Order officers, and they just didn't respond to me. So I'm like, oh, okay, I guess they're not to do that.
They're having a day.
I guess so. The second time we went on it, I got one that was messing back with me, which is great. The second piece of advice is if you're doing the Smuggler's Run ride, if you end up being the pilot, make sure the other person piloting knows what they're doing. Because I was in the front row with my daughter, who did not have a clue what she was doing. And she flew us into I don't remember what it was, but the ride jostled so hard, I smashed my knee against one of the consoles. And I had trouble walking for about an hour afterwards.
Yikes.
Oof.
So if you don't know, if you end up in the pilot seat and the other pilot doesn't know what they're doing, watch your knees.
Well, I remember hitting my knees too. We were in the back. I think it's just like if somebody doesn't know what they're doing, it's very choppy. But
but it's your legs aren't under a console if you're like in the gunner or engineer positions.
True.
That's what happened to me. It's like the ride jostled enough and I got thrown up just a little bit and my knee just went smack dab into that console. And it hurt. And also the whole time, my son, who was the gunner, was screaming at my daughter for not piloting well. And I was just laughing my ass off because, kids screaming at each other when you're in the middle of a life or death simulated situation is funny.
Oh, man. Well, we got really lucky because we saw that the Rise of the Resistance had a 30-minute wait time, which is really short.
That is short. Oh, my gosh.
And so we were like, we were going to go get dinner, but we were like, no, we got to go
I
jump
told
in
you,
this
it's like,
line.
okay, if it's 30 minutes now and it's 70 minutes after dinner, I'm going to be very upset. So we went before dinner and we went on. It was maybe 15 minutes. We walked straight through.
Mm-hmm.
Straight through.
Mm-hmm. And it was great. But yeah, and then we would had Ronto wraps for dinner.
Those are so good. Did you ever try the Ronto? Did you ever try the breakfast one?
No.
Oh, they're so
haven't
good.
Gone early enough to go for breakfast.
I had both of them on different days, and they were fantastic.
Oh, but we went super early to get in for rope drop. We went on Pirates of the Caribbean and the Haunted Mansion, and then we go over to the breakfast bells or Bell Terrace or whatever. They're like, yeah, we don't open until 10, but other restaurants open at 9, and they gave us these little buttons that said I'm celebrating, and then it doesn't say what you're celebrating. They're like, here, they bribed us with buttons. So then me and Ward were like, okay, we'll run ahead to the Rose Tavern, which is in the back of Disneyland, and we'll wait for it to open and we'll grab a table. So we scoot over there and we're all just standing in the rain with 10 families with strollers outside of Bell's Tavern, just pawing at the windows as we're all soaked. Listen.
Oh yeah, but I think the best parts is we were all in there and we were all looking at him like, oh man, there's pictures of Gaston on the walls. Oh, they should definitely have a 10-egg omelet or something. How many eggs Gaston was eating. And of course, as I'm sitting there looking at the portrait, a Gaston actor comes up behind me. He's like, oh, beautiful. Also, he looks good too.
He's just I like to come here and get lost in my eyes.
Oh, it's working. Yeah.
That tracks. Well, now that we've spent about half an hour talking about things that aren't Final Fantasy 14, I think we can properly dive into Final Fantasy 14 talk now. But I knew considering the Disney trips and the holidays and stuff like that y'all would not fail to that you would not disappoint. So 7.4 has been out for a little bit. Ward, I'm going to let you direct things here since you're the guest here. What are your first impressions and highs and lows of what you've been experiencing?
Well, I will say that I did get spoiled hearing about, of course, seeing all the media about the Doom Train. So I was definitely curious to figure out where the hell is this Doom Train coming from? Who's getting hit by the Doom Train? Who's getting run over by this Doom Train? And I totally thought it was going to be somewhere in exactly. That's the other more important question. So I was wondering, it's is this going to be somewhere in Yachtel or Zactel? Is this did someone make a new train? Some secret scientist make us another train that we blew up one train to have to blow up a second train? But no, it was not. I was not expecting me going over to the 9th to find a new train in the 9th. But since we ended up doing the raid series of quests first, we had more lore about Lindblom. So it's figuring out what's going on with Lindblom and all the weird stuff that happened there, and then going into the 9th to be oh yeah, it's Lindblom's war machine. Oh, Lindblom!
We know those guys.
These assholes!
Mother.
Yeah, so we just come straight from the Resident Evil boss, the Lindworm.
You know what? I feel that both the 7.4 story and the raid story were both solid. I did not expect the twists that came with the raid story, especially after you beat the last boss. Some of it threw me off. It's funny because I totally thought that the announcer was the president or the mastermind, and there's an option, a dialogue option that pops up saying, "Actually, I thought you were the one behind it all." It's yes, yes, that's correct. That's what I thought.
It's definitely the level of all the machinations and all the back and forth that we'd expect from like a proper wrestling story. So like this is like, was it overwrought? Yes. Was it needlessly complicated? Yes. Was it a lot of fun? Yes.
Yeah.
Was it more or less what I was expecting? Yeah. But I mean, I'm here for a good time, and this more than delivered a good time.
Question for so I know you two did the raid series. Brandon, have you done the raid series yet?
I haven't done the fights, but I did watch the storyline on a stream just because, I don't care about spoilers.
So, Brandon, you won't be able to answer this question, so I gotta throw this to just Megan and Ward.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Do you two feel, as I do, that the first of these 4 fights can go die in a fucking fire and the other 3 are way too easy?
You don't like getting stepped on by mommy?
Oh,
I mean,
man.
hey, she's a sadistic fight. That's a sadistic fight. That's a sadistic woman. That fight is freaking rough. But the odd thing about it is you get through that, and honestly, that first fight, after it messed with me as much as it did, we ended up losing a tank. This was on day 1. And so we're waiting for a new tank to come in. And while that's going on, I actually tried looking for a video and was able to get some information stuff. So I actually looked at a video for the first fight, but for the other 3 fights, I didn't need a video and everything seemed pretty much makes sense. And I feel like I'm not complaining about this, but it is interesting to me that the last 3 fights of this raid series, in my opinion, felt easier than the majority of the fights we had done so far.
Well, I will say that like there's a lot of mechanics and a lot of things that you have to pay attention to in the first fight. And I think there is some for the third fight as well, but they're not as punishing. I feel like most people will not remember as like, oh yeah, you're supposed to be like grabbing the tethers from the meteors so you can save the meteors to hide behind. Because if you only hide behind one meteor, you don't die. It's like you'll still take damage, but you don't die. And there's also the sections where it's like you have to get knocked onto the right platform. Otherwise, he grabs a platform and throws it at the other platform, which is amazing. A lot of fun. I was
always on the right platform. It's like I didn't even need the scramble. I don't know if and I've done this a few times. I don't know if I've just been lucky, but I always seem to be on the right platform.
I'm always on the wrong platform. I'm always like, wait, there was a tell I was supposed to read. Oh, whoops. And I see another person, LB3. I'm like, okay, well, I guess I'm back up now.
I just heard a voice in my headset go, you called? Sorry.
I have only ended up on the right platform by complete luck.
Nice.
Yeah.
But let's see. So I think my favorite fight of the 4 is probably the surfers. Because the third one, because the fight against the champion with the 3 weapons is relatively predictable, and the meteors and stuff like that, that was, kind of easy to read. The second one was, to me, not too tough, but it was fun and unique enough visually that it was just, to me, I had the most fun on the second fight. And the last fight was, I thought the whole you're trapped in the snake waiting for a gap to open up, that was a neat visual gimmick, but once you've done it once, it kind of loses all the thrill,
Yeah, I think like visually, I think the fourth fight has a lot of stuff going on, and like mechanically, it might be very similar. Yeah, mechanically, it was very similar to a lot of other stuff, but visually, it's very unique. Yeah. I think it's also pretty much the same with the second fight. Like we've seen a lot of like water knockbacks and like fire puddles on the ground, but I don't know if it was like just the music too. It's like it felt like a lot more fun, like a lot more frenetic, a lot more stuff going on all at the same time because it was 2 bosses going on at the same time. Where it's like I feel like there's a lot of mechanics going on with the first boss, but it feels like a punishing slog.
Also,
yeah, probably.
Music for the fourth boss, which is, this Tom Morello Beartooth stuff. By the way, the music you heard at the opening of the show is a cover of it by Husky by the Geek and Nintendo, which is pretty cool. But the music for the fourth boss, now, no one like be mad at me. I think it's a banger. I actually love the music, and I've been listening to it a lot. I think that was the wrong boss for the music. I think, and I have a theory, because if you watch the video that Tom Morello and Beartooth did, if you watch the video, I feel like the video's been done for a while, and I think this music has been done for a while. And if you look at the video, it's Brute Bomber that they show a picture of a few times. Now, of course, they may have done that to conceal the identity of the fourth boss and stuff like that, but I really have to wonder, was this music meant for Brute Bomber that just got done late? So they're like, well, let's put it here at the end? Because it's like the perfect music for a Brute Bomber fight, and for this final fight against the snake, it's like, yeah, it's cool. It just seems a little out of place.
Yeah, well, I think if you listen to the lyrics, though, I think I can't remember where I first saw it, but I definitely do think that this is definitely another theme for the Warrior of Light. It's like the lyrics are definitely focused from the Warrior of Light's point of perspective, and it's like, yeah, I can see if you're in a fight against a heel, that the music would be from the Warrior of Light's perspective. But I definitely feel like this was meant to be like the culmination of like, oh yeah, we've been like playing all the themes for all the different combatants all the way up here, but now we have a theme for the Warrior of Light, and like this is the Warrior of Light Arcadian theme, and like I definitely feel like that was how it was meant to be. But I definitely feel like it kind of overshadowed some of the other music. I feel like if we were talking about any of the other songs in any of the other grade tiers, they would probably be ranking a lot higher in my list. But I feel like it just, I don't know if it was the mix was, I think it's just the third fight was more of a letdown than anything else. It's like I wanted to enjoy it a lot more, but I feel like it was so much more in the theme of like the rest of the Final Fantasy canon that it didn't really feel like an Arcadian theme, if you know what I'm saying.
Yes, no, I get it, because one of the things that like made the Arcadian so big for people is that it was making a lot of different choices, and it was doing a lot of things. It's like these weren't your typical FF14 raid encounters, and of all the encounters, I would agree that the third fight, if you want to call it M11 or whatever like that, is the closest feeling to a traditional raid encounter from 14 for sure.
Right. Yeah, and I think that's probably why it's like of all the 12 encounters, it probably ranks near the bottom in my perspective of like all the different. Like I would definitely rate of like Honeybee Lovely, and then
which is, by the way, best song. I mean, it's better than everything.
Yes,
clearly.
And oh gosh, is Sugar Rush? Is that the name of the
Sugar Riot? That's the second
Riot
one.
Is also way up there. Yeah. And like the unique stuff that they did with the encounter design. It's like getting to who is supposed to be, the final boss of the Arcadian, like the grand champion of the Arcadian. I feel like that was more of a letdown than anything else. Like I was expecting to have something, fun and bizarre, but having, how do I put it? It's like Urianger light. It's like Urianger, but without like the extra flair for the dramatic. It's like, yes, he's a dramatic Elzen with like a twirl and a stance, and he takes his shirt off. But I'm like, I'm waiting to pull the mask back, and it's really Urianger the whole time. Like this is what he was doing for the past couple of years.
So if hindsight was 2020, honestly, since we never got to see who the champion was until like this patch, it'd take a little bit of like rewriting and stuff like that, obviously. But I feel like just like how we had a rematch with Brute Bomber in the second raid series, I would have been down for the third fight being a rematch with Eutrope. And it'd be that match where you find out that like Eutrope, all the surprises that they pulled for the end of like after the fourth fight, where they're like, actually, this is why we're doing it. I feel like that card should have been played in the third fight, and Eutrope would be like, okay, you made this far, here's the secret, but now you're going to need to challenge me to prove to me that you're going to be able to take on the president.
Right.
I don't know. I would have rewritten things differently, but I don't think the Raid series is bad. I think the story is pretty decent and pretty good. A little bit of a stumble near the end, but still, I liked this more than. I think Pandemonium is still my favorite Raid series, and this is a close number 2.
I like this more than Pandemonium, but I have it hard rated though, so maybe I'm tainted by some bitter pills.
Yeah,
True.
I would say it's like the Raid series have always been a lot of fun. And it's like I will say I was not there for the Quills of Bahamut, so I can't say like how that story rated in comparison. But like the Alexander Raid series was a lot of fun, even though if some of the raids were a little not as engaging. It's like the raid story was a lot of fun. It's like seeing what's going on with Alexander there, and then the Omega series, of course, was like an absolute blast seeing Nero come back and having the Nero and Sid fun times.
The Eden series is in my top 3 too. Like,
yeah,
the Shadowbringers Raid series. That is right below this. Or actually, no. Now I'm thinking about it. No, okay. It goes Pandemonium, Shadowbringers, Eden series, and then this. But they're all very good.
Oh yeah, and that's the thing. It's like the raid encounters have always been like an absolute blast. This is why I keep coming back to Final Fantasy for raiding. It's like the encounters are fun, the art is amazing, the story is great, and it always like gives like the right level of difficulty. I feel like the casual raiding is definitely a good fit for a casual raider, and if you want to get into the Savage mode, that is there for you to give you that extra level of difficulty, which I think has always been like just the right level of difficulty.
Yeah, and we're recording this. I mean, they did something a little different this time where they separated Savage a few weeks from the patch. So I think it's not this week, but next week, a week from Tuesday, Savage will be available. And I'm curious to see what the second phase of M12 is, because I've already heard the music for it. So the music for it is a mix of all of the previous themes. So that makes me wonder, because you know how like they have some of the people trapped in those chambers in his room. It makes me wonder if he's going to summon them or use some of their powers for different parts of the fight or something.
Yeah, could be.
I don't know.
See that. I could definitely see that. But yeah, I mean, it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah. MSQ. Megan. I'm going to jump ahead a bit because I feel like I need to ask the important question.
Sure, what's up?
How do you feel about Chipmunk Calyx?
I'll still kill him. It's too bad he probably can't feel pain.
Oh dear God, that is not where I thought you were going with this.
I love to surprise. I'm surprised by Chipmunk Calyx. I'm not sure how I feel. I'm still not sure how I feel about Chipmunk Calyx, but I will say that I am very pleased to see Halmarut.
I'm kind of annoyed by the fact that he's not dead. I'm like, do we really need more of him? I don't feel like we do.
Well, I mean, you saw him escape last patch.
Did we? I thought.
Yeah. There's like a cutscene after the MSQ happens where it's like it's revealed he escaped and he's talking to someone and you see it's an Ascian. You just have no idea who.
Oh, right. I'm sorry. This show is so forgettable. I've just. I don't like him.
I remember you not being too fond of Calyx. That's why I had to ask you that question. I was like, okay, but what if he's a chipmunk?
A stuffed chipmunk, no less.
If I can put him in the microwave.
Oh my God!
Why that?
I feel like Megan's enmity for Calyx approaches Brandon's enmity for Emmett Silk.
Okay, how about the dryer?
A little tumble dry.
I'm going
That'll
to
just
tumble
make-
dry his ass.
That'll just make him fluffy.
Yeah, but he has to like be in an inferno and tumble situation.
Yeah,
Till
but
I
you
let
just
him out.
said we don't know if he feels pain, so that might just be like, well, this,
Yeah, but he clearly he doesn't like getting shaken. So
that's a good point. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yep,
I
yep.
don't think he will enjoy the tumble dryer. I'll be like, I will pour water on him and I'll be like, oh no, he's damp, and then throw him in the tumble dryer.
Do they even have those in the 14?
I don't know. I'm sure in fucking Electro Utopia we've got a tumble dryer.
Sweet.
To be fair, I will bring up here a friend of the show, and
That's right.
someone who I'm sure is listening right now. RP is a laundry service where she does have goblin-made dryers. So
Hell
yes.
yeah!
I forgot about that. Okay.
I'm gonna give him to Zim. She can put him through like the squeegee things, the like two rollers
ringers,
that
yeah.
the ringers. She can put him on the washboard. She can send him through the goblin machine. He's gonna be so clean.
And then we'll put him up
and
in
that's
my
how
gun
Zim
barrel
will
and
be
blow
involved
him.
in the MSQ. She tumble dries Calyx at the end. That's great. Awesome. So, are you? I'll give my opinion in a second, but Brandon, since you watched the story to all this and stuff like that, are you excited about the prospect of more Ascian stuff, or are you not? I'm surprised that they went back to the Ascian well this soon, but
I'm not.
You're not?
I'm really not, because I think one thing that a lot of people were thinking about in the aftermath of the third unsundered Ascian Prime, whatever the hell they're called, I don't even remember anymore. A lot of people were wondering, is like, okay, well, the Ascians aren't really a threat anymore. If the three people who could like bring them back in, their different half sundered bodies aren't around anymore, then, they're the leaders. They're the ones who knew everything. All right, we're done with this nonsense. And then everyone's favorite fuckboy shows up with Xenos and causes an entire problem, nearly causing the end of the world. And I hated that guy, but I liked the story, and I liked the how he, brought about a world-ending threat. And so I'm curious what a different Ascian is going to do, like in the aftermath of Zodiark not being a thing anymore. What sort of shenanigans are they going to get up to? And I just, frankly, I want to see what kind of crap we're going to have to fight.
Well,
I mean, the
but
old
there's
guard are
also-
out.
Yeah.
So all the people who would be putting these little Ascians in line and being like, no, don't do your own thing. This is the master plan. They're like, okay, well, we don't have to follow the master plan anymore because everyone who is going to be doing this whole thing is all gone. So I can do whatever the hell I want.
There's this cryptic talk between Calyx and Halmarut about like end of the world stuff coming. It's like, okay, I guess that's what has me the most interested. What do they think they're trying to save the shards from? It's like, okay,
or what are they engineering it, or engineering to happen to it?
Right.
I don't know, and I want to find out. I want to
Well, I'm assuming
get
it's some
Calmer. It's
sort of
adorable little
repointing
butts.
nonsense.
I was hoping that the tease for Dawn Trail, and I mean, it still may come in 7.5, but I doubt it's going to, is I want us to run into another Asm reflection. Like I was hoping that we'd meet our ninth, our Asm reflection on the ninth. I don't care if it's a Malala Asm or not.
I do think it's funny that the Lalafels are like, yes, we are the world travelers. Like, oh, it's because they're small. They fit into the little rifts.
my brain hurts with the whole passage of time thing with the ninth and the source, as far as how Kryle's aunt is still alive. But okay,
yeah,
because like even it's good for a story beat, but like when I try to do the math in my head of like how things played out, it's like, okay, even if you don't think about the bubble that that Solution 9 is in and all that stuff, I feel like shouldn't Cryozant be dead?
Probably,
Well, I mean-
but let's not think about it too much because it was a heartwarming moment and I loved every second of it.
Yeah, and we don't know like what if there was not like a huge age difference between her and her sister.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, maybe her sister was like 20 years older. Who knows?
Fair.
I think that it's like, well, didn't time went really fast in the bubble, and like, I don't think that time actually goes fast on the 6th. So I think that
Ninth.
time
So yes.
9th, yeah, I don't think that time got out of whack for the actual like shard. I think it just got out of whack for the little bubble that was on ours.
So the
Okay.
bubble went fast, not the 9th.
So
When that part of the bubble popped out of the 9th, then things were going fast in the bubble.
Mhm.
we don't actually
Gotcha.
know, and I can say this because I literally just got through playing where they explained this. They kind of hint that it is that way on the actual ninth itself because Grahatia keeps bringing up the comparisons of the first versus the source, but they never actually explicitly say, is this just a interdimensional fusion thing where it just happened
Mhm.
inside Alexandria in the bubble, or did it happen on the ninth as well?
Yeah.
So we don't really know. It wouldn't surprise me if Megan is correct, but unfortunately we just don't have that information yet. Hopefully we do, because I would like to visit the ninth again and like see what we could do about this whole lightning nonsense, but who knows where we're going next expansion.
Well, hey, the 9th is going to have Porksies now, so that's the thing.
That is true.
And I feel like if
Now we'll have
it
bacon
was,
and potatoes.
Oh, no, Brandon! No!
Oh man.
I was like the whole time we were hanging out with them, and like I can't remember what her name is, the sister with the legs, like she's like, oh, my legs don't work so good, and I'm like, Kyle, tell her about the Porksies. Kyle.
Yeah, not until the very last scene when we're leaving.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, by the way, I'll fix that
I
incurable
can't,
disease you have.
I can't remember their names either, but that brother and sister pairing are absolutely my favorite things from this patch so far.
The brother's
Oh,
name is
oh.
Lummel, I think.
Yeah.
I realized it. Lamul looks like a Lalafell cosplay of like modern Vash from the new CGI show, and he acts like him too, and it's so freaking cute.
Yeah, no, and I loved his outfit. I'm like, oh my god, I need that outfit. And the moment I realized it was a new Gatherer script outfit, I'm like, oh my god, I must have it right now.
And we can gland those onto anything now.
Yes.
I wanted to just to pinch his little sides, his little hips that were sticking out. I was like, oh, what is this? Woo. But yeah, very cute. And they had the same color scheme and everything, and he was a little derp at the same time, and I was like, yes. Yes. Yeah, I liked all of that. I thought it was a lot of fun. And I was like, oh, it kind of sucks that Kryle's family is dead and like she doesn't get to have a real connection. But I'm also like, Kryle, why are you having an existential crisis of like, oh, maybe I belong here? Bitch, you don't live here.
Don't you mean an existential cryosis?
Oh my god.
Oh, no, it never ends. You're burning all your material for 2026 in one show.
The problem is I never would have come up with these if it wasn't in response to whatever you guys are talking about.
Oh man, absolutely crazy. Ward, have you been to the Occult Crescent in 7.4?
Not in 7.4. I will say I got a little bit burnt out. It's like I had a lot of fun. I grind a lot of levels. I did not, in fact, get to, I can't remember what it's called now. The
Fork Tower.
Well, I didn't get to Fork Tower either, but I didn't actually max out all the levels of all the different Phantom jobs. Because it felt a little too samey for me. And I think that because there was not as much of a reason to go out and just grind normal mobs, except for gold, it's like I just didn't have as much reason to do anything other than just follow the group for spamming the same 6 or 7 critical engagements. And then I think that was the first thing I got burned out on. So it's like I haven't been back to the Occult Crescent since 7.4.
So there's a new thing for you to get burnt out on, and by new I mean it was there the whole time, but now it's like the path of least resistance to getting gold. You know the friendly pots, like the equivalent of the rabbit thing or whatever.
Bunnies, yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the pot fates. So the pot fates now, if you get a bronze coffer, you get 160 gold pieces in it and 100 silver.
That's a lot.
At least.
Okay.
And that's for a bronze. If you get a silver, it's like 3 times that. And if you get a gold, it's 1,600 gold and 1,000 silver. So,
Okay.
yes. So if you get a gold coffer, you have enough gold to unlock to buy one of the shards that costs gold pieces, and you get enough silver to unlock one that has silver pieces. And the funny thing is, it's like that much currency, 3 gold, you would need 3 gold coffers to upgrade a piece of gear from its regular form to a +1. So grinding off of normal mobs is now even more irrelevant, because what people are basically doing, and I've been playing on a Crescent for a bit, is you do critical encounters on the new jobs that you've unlocked, and you keep an eye on the timer for pots, because someone pretty much knows the pots pop like every 30 minutes. It's north then south, then north then south. And you do critical encounters until pots are almost up. Then you go to pots, you do pots, you find your coffer, and then you go back to critical encounters, rinse, wash, repeat. There's no reason now to even party up and farm for gold, because pots is just less stress.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, there's always a little bit of stress when you're going through the higher level areas, and that stupid pot wants you to die. But
yeah, I mean, and the thing is, I thought that like gold coffers would only show up in the areas where there were like level 26 mobs and such like that. But no, I had a pot lead me to this place that was in one of the safest parts of the zone. Coffer appears. It's a gold coffer. I'm like, oh, okay. And I got surprised on a coffer. It led me to a bronze coffer. I get the bronze coffer. Then it's like, you know what? Thanks for the elixir. I'm going to show you to another one. Follow me. So I got a 2-in-1.
Oh, wow.
I guess, and I'm going to steal this before Brandon says it, I guess you would call that potluck.
Wow.
Love it.
Okay.
Yep. We're ending the year right, folks. Anyone else have any like highs or lows that they want to talk about as far as 7.4 goes? Have you been going crazy on glamour? What have y'all been up to?
Oh, absolutely nuts on glamour.
Yes.
Like I've been trying to make outfits that like I couldn't before. So a lot of other gear sets and stuff like that, like trying to mix a bunch of different types of gear sets, and just absolutely buck wild.
You've done some PvP. Have you obtained, I guess there's a fingernails that you can get from doing PvP?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the little sharp ones.
Mm-hmm.
With the arm tattoos?
The arm tattoos. I've got right now my current outfit is like summoner chest, dragoon arms and feet, and a monk headpiece. And it looks bitchin'. The monk headpiece is like a little like face veil, which I literally leveled up monk just so I could get this, because I love the face piece, the little face veil. But obviously that I could only wear it as monk, and that sucked. And then I put on the like summoner body part, and I was like, oh hey, this has like scales on it and like little dragon wings on the back. So then I was like, oh shit, wait, I used some of my crystalline crystals to buy the dragoon set ages ago. And so I'm like, oh yeah, it's got like giant wings on the arms and like little claws on the feet. So I put it on. I was like, yeah. Oh, and I've been using the black mage hooves like so much. I love it. My derpy little hooves, because I'm like, oh, I'm gonna make a demon set. So because I'm gonna have like little hooves, so that I put on horns on top, and then I was like, oh, it's like red and black. So then I put on like a red mage coat. So I'm a fancy little demon with little clap hooves. Running around,
awesome.
Mostly I like doing Bard in Crystalline Conflict, which is pretty funny. Most people are like not into Bard, although I have seen a lot of Bards, I guess, in Crystalline Conflict. I tried doing like healing, but nah. I just don't like doing the big engagements, because I never have any idea what the fuck is going on. I'm just getting murdered. I guess I'm assisting with murders, but I'm like, yeah, I made a decisive difference in this battle. No. I never
I have
know what
also
the
not
fuck.
done the new front lines because there is a whole new front lines that has been added in 7.4. I still haven't done it yet.
The Triumph one, yeah. I haven't done that yet.
I haven't either.
That's probably on the list of things I will do when I start to get a little bored with Occult Crescent, and I'm not yet because it's grindy, but I am determined to level up and cap every phantom job, and I now have them because I was doing this pop grinding and stuff like that. I've now have all the phantom jobs, including the current ones, unlocked, so now I've just got a lot of leveling to do.
Nice.
So
Very nice
yeah,
indeed.
they added in a new passive for freelancer for when because there's enough jobs to get to level 15 freelancer now. So that's my goal for 7.4 amongst other things. Like I said at the top of the show, triple triad cards. I'm been trying to hunt triple triad cards, and I've done Everkeep so many times, guys. So many times, and Zoralia can just bite the big one. I'm so tired of his shit. I really am. I think between MSQ and Raid, new PvP, Glamour, that's like the bulk of the content. Of course, new dungeons, cool. New dungeon's great, especially if you are a Final Fantasy 9 lover. Did anyone who here has played Final Fantasy 9?
I haven't. I own it. It's on
I
my
have
list
not.
to get to one day.
Yeah,
Okay. Did you catch the thing about the bosses from Mistwake?
I don't think I did.
All 3 bosses in Mistwake appear in Final Fantasy 9 in the Treno weapon shop.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
That's a cool reference.
Yep. At first, when I was doing the fight, at first I was like, okay, what's... I was like, okay, these are cool beasts and stuff, but what's the deal? And when it got to the last one and it got to the Griffin, that's when it clicked for me. I'm like, fuck, it's the Treno fights. Okay. So yeah, I thought that was cool. The Final Fantasy 9 nods have been awesome. I've got like all the orchestrion roles now of the Final Fantasy 9 music in 14, and orchestrion music has not disappointed. Speaking of which, I think you still have time. I'm going to have this out on New Year's Eve, so I believe people will have time possibly. I'd have to look at the event thing, but if you have a music roll from Juno or Sandoria, go to the Juno place where you can trade in orchestrion rolls while seasonal stuff is going on, and you can get the Christmas music from Final Fantasy 11, but it's only there during this time of year.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
I don't think I noticed that at all.
Yep, it's a little Easter egg secret that orchestrion roll is available now, but it's not going to be there when the seasonal stuff is out.
It was a nice little Easter egg there.
Yep. Anyone else have other 14 shenanigans they want to talk about as far as 7.4?
Well, I will say I haven't been able to get to do it yet, but what I do want to make sure that I'm able to get the Doom Train extreme weapon, because I don't know what madman designed these things, but they make
the noise
sound every time you unsheath them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just standing around in Limsa and I'm just hearing the train over and over and over again, and then I find that one astrologian who just keeps pulling out the astrolabe again and again.
And the best part is that it plays in cutscenes when you draw your weapon as well.
I didn't know that. There's a popular content creator, Mr. Happy. I've been watching some of his live streams, and during his live streams, there have been people that are sheathing and unsheathing their train weapons constantly.
His videos of the Raid series are how I discovered this, and also how I experienced the Raid storyline while I was working and couldn't play it. So
nice.
Yeah, I was cracking up at that. I know I'll probably not have a chance to go get those weapons because I'm not doing this fight on extreme. at least until I can, bum rush my way through it. But yeah, that's great.
It was a crazy fight, even on normal mode. I will say, I can't imagine how crazy it's going to be on extreme.
I actually found it to be like very manageable on normal mode, and like that has not been my experience with the last few trial encounters this expansion. But I felt like it was very easy to understand and intuitive for where you're supposed to go to not die, and I picked up on it pretty quickly, which is unusual for me because I'm bad at this game.
Petrian has a terrifying face, though, and then when he like surprisingly grows arms and starts throwing things at you, it was legitimately terrified.
Oh yeah, it was terrifying. Don't get me wrong, but I still felt like I understood what the heck I was supposed to do.
Well, I was too scared to react. I was like, "What the hell is going on here?"
I can just imagine Doom Train saying, "In mist, train suplex you."
Doom Train was my favorite summon in Final Fantasy VIII, just because whenever you activated it, it did like poison elemental damage and all of the negative status effects on all the enemies. So I made great use of it. Also, it was a freaking ghost train, which I just thought was inherently cool. So I was very happy to see that they finally put it as a fight in this game. And not only that, but I also felt like I actually knew what I was doing in it. Yeah, this is one of my favorite trial fights.
There aren't too many summons I don't think aren't represented with a fight yet, like across the Final Fantasy series. Like I'm just trying to think off the top of my head, and I cannot think. I'm sure there's probably a few, but they're running out of summons for primal fights.
Good. Can we start giving them to the summoner, please?
Okay, that is a good segue, Brandon. To last thing I want to talk about today, since this is end of the year show. We don't need to do resolutions because I don't have a resolution yet. Find more triple trial cards. There you go. But this can either be as far as from FanFest or just in general from Final Fantasy 14. Just looking ahead, we'll start with you, Brandon. What do you hope to see from Final Fantasy 14 in 2026?
Well, I'll just piggyback on the joke I made. Can we please get some additional summons added to the summoner? Like you already have the multiple phase fight where it's like you summon, Bahamut, then you summon the 3 originals, then you summon Phoenix. At this point, give us new summons to be summoning instead of Shiva, Ramu, and Ifrit. Yeah, I don't have any idea like what to expect for the next expansion's MSQ. So I'll just be like, yeah, here's some things I want to happen with jobs.
I think the challenge with including more variety on summons is finding a way to give them identity beyond, now it's this element and that element. Because you know how they have Ifrit is kind of like the single target one, and Garuda's more the AoE one, and Titan kind of plays the middle there. I think they need to find some way to give that kind of flavor and identity to the other summons before they bring them in.
I don't even agree with that. I just want to see them. I think the visuals would be enough for me. I don't care if like the rotation ends up being the same regardless of which trio of primals you're summoning.
Gotcha.
Let me have like, I'm a summoner. When I imagine the summoner job, I have like a laundry list of, godlike entities with ridiculous elemental powers. Please let me be like that in 14. I
was always really surprised as soon as they added the Phoenix summon. I'm like, okay, well, we have the Bahamut and then the 3 Realm Reborn primals that we're summoning here. It's like, so we summoned Phoenix. Like, why are we not summoning additional summons for this round of summons?
Exactly.
I am also surprised, as much as I like my pal and my friend Sunny B. I'm surprised why when they come out with a new summon like Solar Bahamut, why didn't they just make that Leviathan? Or any of the other stuff? Why make it a reskin of Bahamut, a new skin of Bahamut instead of one of the more popular summons?
There are implications involving the lore that it's basically like a perfected Bahamut that Heidelin came up with. But they don't really come out and state that anymore because, hey, we don't have any more job quests. Hey, here's an idea. Can we get those back, please?
I'd be down for that.
I like the role quests, but the Dawn Trail ones were not that great compared to what we got before. And frankly, I don't care if it's too much work. Job quests are some of my favorite things in this MMO. I would like to get back to like the people we met in those specific quest lines, and have like an involved story with how like we're expanding and like defining new things that this job can do because we're just that cool.
Yeah, I feel like they used to add was just titles, and I feel like just having a capstone quest at the end of the X pack, just to give you like a little bit more flavor on the lore of like all the different things you learned, even if it's not unlocking a new ability, but maybe unlocking a new title or just like letting you understand like the reasoning behind like what you've learned. Just a little bit more information, because I feel like just adding additional abilities as you're growing as a character is like that's good. Like definitely my character's growing, but doesn't really give any context to it. It's like, okay, well, like why did I learn this new ability? Like why did
exactly?
What did I get this from?
We all want to know, like, what the hell is up with Solar Bahamut? You have the opportunity to tell us, like, what your thought is behind the design in the form of an in-game universe story. So, like, can we please have that? It doesn't even have to be all that detailed. We don't even have to get it like every 2 levels or whatever it was. But like a capstone when you hit max level with that job, that would be perfectly fine.
Mm-hmm. All right. Megan, anything specific you want to see in 2026 for 14?
More character customization options for us.
Are we talking sliders, or what specifically are you looking for?
They showed me an Outrow lady with green scales, so I would like that. I would also like pink ones and the other cool shit that they've shown us on models. Maybe more scars, maybe different ear shapes for Mikote. Maybe I don't know. Sliders, boring. It's expensive. But I want sliders, but I want it to be for muscles for everyone,
for muscle tone and such.
Mm-hmm. Because I feel like that's very like your character is either buff or a nerd, and like you should be able to decide that,
So not just for Highlanders.
Mm-hmm. Like I want to see.
I'd like to be a buff nerd.
I want to see a Lalafell with abs. Come on, stop being cowards.
I can just picture a buff potato gladiator.
Yeah,
wearing no shirt. Emperor's glam on the shirt, just going to town, showing off his pecs.
Pippin deserves abs.
That's true.
Pippin deserves abs. Hashtag abs for Pippin.
Mm-hmm.
Is that our show title?
That's the show title. Hashtag abs for Pippin.
Yes.
I love me an OC. I love coming up with new characters. So the thought of being able to, because like they will tease us with like, oh, here's an NPC with a cool variation that you cannot have, and I'm like, give me it. You already modeled it, bitch. Give it to me.
It's in the files, damn it.
They're like, oh, we're gonna make all this special stuff, but you better not mod. I'm like, give it to me then.
Us more beard options, you cowards.
Yeah, give us more everything.
Are you ready for my wish for 2026?
Mm-hmm.
Fire.
Okay. Yoshi P, Warcraft is embarrassing you with their housing system. You need to allow us now to place things wherever the fuck we want and not have to use crime to do it.
There's ways of clipping. And then,
yes, there are ways of clipping. There are ways of clipping and glitching. Now okay. I will not confirm or deny that I have used a mod for housing, okay? Because that's not my thing. But I am aware of the existence of a mod that lets you move objects in the same manner that you can move objects in Warcraft's housing and grow things, shrink. Well, you can't grow and shrink them in 14, but you can move things along X, Y, and Z axis and basically make them float if you want to, put them anywhere you want. That kind of improvement to housing needs to happen. You now need to step up your housing game because Warcraft is going to kick your ass at this rate. The stuff that I've seen in Warcraft housing decoration, it's not going to pull me back to Warcraft, but my gosh, it's impressive.
I will say, They have the cat girl market cornered. They have the sexy lady market.
They do.
As much as World of Warcraft tries to be sexy, and they are like kind of the original like ERP community, freaking Final Fantasy is miles ahead with that.
Yeah.
Well,
sorry,
yeah,
but
and the
I doesn't hold the candle to Balmug. I'm sorry, Balmug Quicksands.
ever since the glamour change, I have noticed it's not about 2B leggings anymore. It's about specific like gladiator subligar, like everyone's wearing them now.
It's a fortified chest piece.
Yeah.
So the bandages. Everyone has to wear the bandages. Everyone is now a blacksmith.
Yep.
Everyone.
Ward, what are you looking for in 2026 from 14?
Oh, more glamour slots, please. Oh, dear God.
More glamour slots.
Oh, my God. I thought this would help by letting me put like the whole glamour sets as like an incomplete set, and I did clear up some space. But I had been more or less like only focusing on armor sets for the jobs I would actually actively play and be making glamour sets for. But now that I can use like anybody's glamour items for any class, any job, it's too much. It's too much. I need there all these things I was passing on before. I'm like, oh, I'll never be able to wear that. Oh, I'll never be able to wear that. I'm like, now I have to go back and get all of them again.
Yep.
I have a very controversial question for you, and people don't blame me for coming up with this because I'm sure they have considered and thought about this. But here's my question for you. If they charged $5 to let you double the number of glamour slots you have, would you do it?
Okay, if it was a one-time purchase, yes. If it was like a recurring purchase, like I had to be paying another $3 a month for
like a retainer thing, yeah.
It would be really hard for me to get behind that because it's like I'm already paying the sub for my rent. And I'm like, I know I'm going to be paying that sub rent forever because I don't want to give up my house. And it's like paying an extra sub rent on top of that for my glamour chest as well. It's like, oh, that might be a bridge too far.
Yeah.
I would consider paying a one-time fee for more plates.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because right now it's like the plates are my problem. I don't have enough of those.
I mean, they keep on talking about like, well, we gotta be careful because of like server limitations and stuff like that. So like, I've always felt that if they're going to give us significant space expansion, that the only way they'd be able to like legitimately do it is if they tried to charge for it. So I don't know.
Their hardware's expensive. I get that. Yeah.
Yep. All right. Anyone else have anything that they're hoping to see in 2026 or possibly announced this April?
I have no idea where they're going with it.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody does. There's so many possibilities. We could be going to Maricidia. We could be going to another Reflection. We could be going to somewhere entirely different.
The newer world.
The new. I guess if we don't go, man, it's tough because it's like on one hand, exploring new areas and stuff like that is cool, but I guess one thing I'm hoping for is that they create story where I'm fine with exploring new zones and stuff, but one thing I liked about Endwalker is that some of the questing involved you going back to places you've been before. Like I guess what I'm saying is new zones and stuff is cool, but I also want to see questing that takes us back to places we've been that is relevant and makes sense and fits in with the story, because I feel with Dawn Trail, and I mean legitimately so because it's a whole new continent and stuff, but feeling now disconnected from Eorzea and that whole mass of regions and such like that, I want a little bit of both. I want to explore new areas, but I also want some of the story to tie back into what we already have going on. That's just what I'm hoping for. Are we going to get that? Probably not.
Well, there's a lot of places we've seen, like in a field with it. field expedition. Edition. So I mean, we've seen some parts of Vaja, we've seen some parts of Damascus, but I mean, there's a lot more that we haven't seen. It's like we've seen
That's
some
true.
of the seen some of one of the forests in one of the Alliance raids, and we've seen like the outskirts of one of the cities. But there's a lot more that we haven't explored from like I guess it's called like the Near East, and of oh wow, the name's just escaping right now.
Garlemald?
Garlemald, thank you. Like all of that continent, Ilsabard. It's like we've seen like a little bit of Garlemald, like the capital city, but then we haven't seen the rest of it.
True.
So I feel like there's a whole lot of Ilsabard that we haven't seen yet that we could be exploring now that, Garlemald is retreating back into itself and like trying to find its place in the new world.
Well, there are hints that the next expansion might have something of a winter theme to it. Ain't no place got that aesthetic down better than what we've seen of Garlemald so far.
That's a good point. All right. Well, I think that is going to do it for episode 74. One away from the big episode 75 milestone. What are we going to do on it? Probably just have a normal episode like any other.
More tournaments. Woo!
More. Oh man. You just reminded me that we are literally like just 3 months. So we're like 3 or 4 episodes away from doing that. Here's the thing though, like the tournaments this time, they're going to have to take place a little faster because, they're like FanFest approaching and stuff. So we're going to have to jump on it like the start of March and have it done before April gets here. Cause I want to have an episode before we go to FanFest.
Yeah. They've written a lot of new characters out of this year. So man.
Oh yeah. Yeah. This one's going to be a little bit different, I think. This one's going to be a little bit different for sure. All right. We may just have to have a bracket that's nothing but Arcadian. But that remains to be seen. It's not too far away now, so please look forward to it. Ward, thank you very much for joining us. Look forward to having you again. I'm sure you will be, if not sooner, I'm sure you'll be involved in our waifu war shenanigans or FanFest stuff. All of that is not far away now. As far as people finding you, the best thing to do is to just follow Megan, I imagine, as usual.
That is correct. Yes, just add more to Megan's followers, please. Thank you.
All right. Megan, if you would please, how can people find you?
Currently, I am Catmom Megan on everything that is CATMOM that is on Blue Sky, that is on Twitch, that is on, Twitter technically, but I don't really go there anymore. But mostly on TikTok. Although I am currently in the middle of a secret project with a friend of mine in which we are kind of making our own little VTubing studio community group in which we're planning to like debut together, and we have similarly themed new VTubers. And I'm kind of going full furry, but I don't care. I'm a meoblin. I'm a cat goblin.
Oh, no.
I mean, it truly is your final form.
It is. I'm assuming my final form. I'm going to be getting whipped back into streaming in a big way, coming in the new year. Look forward to it. Soon. TM.
All right. Brandon, where can people find you?
All the socials. I am the BMAT, THEBMATT. You can read my mostly D&D related writings over at yourquestlog.wordpress.com. If you liked reading about all the goofy and random characters I created in 2024, guess what? I'm doing that challenge again for 2026 because it was apparently very good for my mental health. So I'm just going to do it all over again. Why not? You can also catch all of us on, I almost started to say a podcast reborn, but that's the show we're doing now on the D&D podcast plus 5 to hits, where I am trying very, very hard not to just solve my certain goblin-shaped problem with a fireball.
Oh, you would never. You break her little heart like that. She finally trusts you.
Does she?
As much as she trusts Sadie would.
Fair.
Very much looking forward to the next episode we record for that. We're pretty much caught up as far as what we've played and what's out there. So if you want to catch up before the next episode, now's definitely the time to do it. As for me, if you want to get a hold of me, just contact me through the show's contacts. So that would be A Podcast Reborn on Blue Sky. You can also email the show at apodcastreborn@gmail.com. As always, we are part of Bonus Roll Productions. Music for the start of the show was provided by Husky, by the Geek, and Nintendo, who did that cover of Everything Burns. Link to Husky's YouTube channel will be included in the show notes. Of course, any Final Fantasy music or derived Final Fantasy music that you hear on this podcast belongs to Square Enix, and no copyright infringement is intended. That's going to do it for A Podcast Reborn in 2025. For me and for Brandon, for Ward, and of course for Butterscotch and Bonbon, this is Brian Black. Until next time, may your loot rolls be high, your glamour fantastic, and your duties always complete. Brandon.
You know what? I didn't get a chance to do this before Christmas happened, but Christmas is only a few days out from where we are now. So here we go. Deck Trenos halls with lots of potatoes. Me la 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 la.
Man. Me la 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 la.
And that's going to be in your head the rest of the day. You're welcome.
That and bacon and potatoes. Goodbye, everybody. Hashtag abs for Pippin.
Abs for Pippin.